Hello! We are back again to read Geronimo Stilton. We left off at chapter 3. So the name of this is Cheap Junk for Less. The next day, we went to the harbor. "So, Jerrykins, promise you'll come with me. You are not going to let me sail off all on my own," insisted Thea. "Excuse me. Don't call me Jerrykins," I cried. "The name is Geronimo." Here's one thing you should know about my sister. When she gets an idea in her head, it sticks like a mouse in a glue trap. And that is a picture of something I'm assuming we're going to be reading about on the next page. Before I knew it, I had promised to go with her on this ridiculous treasure hunting trip. And as every respectable mouse knows, a rodent's promise is nothing to joke about. "Chewy cheese bites!" shouted Thea, breaking into a dance. Then Thea showed me a boat belonging to an old retired sea captain. It was the color of cheddar, extra sharp, my favorite. The ship's name seemed to be a good sign, too. Lucky Lady. My sister stared at the ship, then she winked at me. "You know, 2 sailors are really not enough for this boat," she said. "Do you know who else could come with us? Trap. He says he's an excellent sailor." My memories of my cousin Trap Stilton, also known as Pushy Paws, were not very good. When he was young, he was a real nightmare. "Trap?" I sputtered. "But, Thea, don't you remember when he tied my tail up in a knot? I had to wear the same pants for a week. And what about that time he dyed my whiskers with purple grape juice?" But as I said, when my sister gets an idea in her head, there's no stopping her. Minutes later, we stood in front of Trap's thrift shop. Cheap junk for less. The store window was dusty and full of odd stuff. An old yellowed photograph, a fake crystal that was supposed to ward off cats, a box of silver whisker curlers, a super powdered fur dryer. I don't even know what a fur dryer is, but I'm guessing it's like a hair dryer, but to dry a mouse's fur. We went in. As the door opened, it triggered a bunch of small brass bells hanging from the ceiling. Ding, 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 ding. Inside, a plumpish mouse with short paws and a pencil tucked behind his ear sat with his feet up on a comfy reclining chair. He wore baggy blue pants and a pair of bright red suspenders. It was Trap. He leaped up and scurried toward us with surprising speed. And there is Trap in the window. "Well, I'll be a mouse's uncle," he shouted, crushing my paw in his hand. "Long time no see. You two are always together, huh? Like cream and cheese. So what's up? Want to buy something? Let me tell you. Right up front, no discounts. Not even to relatives. Cash only," he shouted in our ears. "Is there somewhere quiet we could talk?" asked Thea. Trap led us into a library filled with books on every subject. cats, cheese, cats who eat cheese, and the mice who love them. The air smelled musty, as if the windows hadn't been opened since Christopher Columbus discovered Mouse Island. Now, anybody gets that joke? America was supposedly discovered by Christopher Columbus, and they have changed the name to Christopher Columbus. All of a sudden, we heard a horrifying sound. Meow! Thea and I leaped up into the air. Meow! Cat! We shrieked together. Trap rolled around on the floor in a fit of laughter. He sputtered. That's no cat. That's just a tape recording. It comes on automatically as soon as somebody enters the library. Pretty cute, don't you think? Adorable, squeaked Thea, rolling her eyes. Here's a little picture of the library with all the books. That doesn't look like a library to me. That looks like a mess. Libraries are very, very organized. Have you guys ever seen stacks like this at our library? Probably because it's not really a library, right? It's just all the books in the back. Okay. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Thea had just rolled her eyes at her cousin. Well, it does keep rat burglars away, and slimy sewer rats, too, smirked Trap. Smirked is like another way to say smiled, but when you're smirking, you kind of have like a underlining idea in your mind of like, So sometimes a smirk can be like a half smile. Okay. I wonder if I could take out a patent on it, he added. I could just hear the wheels turning in his tiny mouse-sized brain. I could make a bundle, he mumbled, his eyes shining. Then he turned back to us. So, anyway, what are you two looking for? I don't have much time to shoot the cheese. I'm a very busy mouse, you know, he added with pride, puffing up his fur. Trap listened to Thea's plan with half-closed eyes. But I could tell he was interested because his tail started to twitch at the mention of the emerald eye. Okay, I'll join you, he agreed, but anyone who dares to lay a paw on my part of the treasure is a dead rat. We toasted to a successful trip and twisted our tails together. We squeaked, to our trip! Friends together, mice forever. Chapter 4. Take me with you. On my way home, I stopped by to say hello to my favorite nephew, Benjamin. He's a cute little guy with tiny flappy ears. Uncle, read me a story, he cried when he saw me. So I sat down in the big comfy chair in the den. There is a picture of Geronimo with his little nephew Benjamin on his back. Ben loves stories. When he was younger, he always zonked out before I had a chance to finish my tale. That's why I dedicated my book, Stilton's Cheesy Tales for Tiny Mice, to him. Wow, so Geronimo Stilton is also an author. To Ben, I wrote, may you stay awake long enough to finish this book. And there is a cute little couple of illustrations. So there's one of him falling asleep in the book, and then you can see how they changed the writing here for the part of the dedication. Today, I can hardly believe my little nephew is already 9 years old. I remember when he was just a squeaky little thing, drinking cheese sauce from a baby bottle. You're going on a trip, Ben asked when he heard about my plans. Oh, please, please, please take me with you, Uncle. I can be your assistant. I can carry your notebooks. And I can sharpen your pencils with my cat tooth pencil sharpener, he pleaded. Sorry, Ben, I said, ruffling his fur. Maybe next time, when you're a little older. Then I laid my right paw on my heart and tugged at my whiskers with my left paw. This is a salute that we mice use on special occasions. It means that the hearts of two mice who love each other will always stay connected. And so here they show a little picture of Geronimo and Benjamin, both putting their hands on their heart and twisting their whiskers while saying their salute. The hearts of two mice who love each other will always stay connected. Okay, and now we're on chapter 5, I think. What's weird about these chapters is they don't have any numbers and there's no table of contents. So this is going to be a interesting way for Miss Kate to keep track with no numbers and no table of contents, but I'm going to try. Okay, so this chapter is called Anything Missing? 15 pounds of extra sharp cheddar. 80 boxes of mac and cheese. 10 tubs of Swiss. 9 bags of nacho cheese, chips unsalted. The next morning, I stood on the deck of the Lucky Lady, reading out a list of our supplies. What a mess. Trap filled up the water tank, I instructed my cousin. But instead of filling the water tank, he poured water into the fuel tank. What are you doing? I squeaked. I think you had better lay off the extra sharp. It seems to be affecting your brain. That doesn't sound very nice, does it? I turned to my sister. Thea, run and get me the compass I ordered down at the boat's masts and beyond. Ask to see the owner, Squeaky LaRue, also known as the Squeak. He's a friend of mine, so he should give you a discount. You can't miss him. He's a tall, thin, gray mouse with a tail so furry you could use it to dust every room in your mouse hole. Just then I noticed Trap talking to the young shiprat on the boat next to ours. That's right, my young rat friend. Before I turn the page, I want to show you these illustrations of just some of the things that they have on their boat, or that they're bringing on their boat. He whispered, Don't tell anyone. We're looking for something, but I can't tell you what. It begins with a T and ends with an E. That's right. It's on an island. Quick as a cat at a mouse convention, I leaped up and yanked Trap away by the tail. Are you going to blurt out the whole story about the treasure? I hissed. Trap gave me an innocent smile. Did I mention a treasure? There are a lot of words that begin with T and end with E. You know, he smirked. Telephone, for instance. Or how about tic-tac-toe? I banged my head against the side of the ship. By 6 o'clock that night, we had finished loading. I rushed to the Rats Authority, the best store in town for sporting goods. Can you help me, please? I said to Scratch, the mouse who owns the place. I want to get everything I would need for a long sea voyage. and I'm in a big rush. So if you could hurry, and that is where we're going to stop for today. I want to know what you guys think. If you were on a long voyage, what would you need to bring? So you guys can send me your lists of things you think that you would need on a long voyage at sea. So think about, the fundamental needs we had been practicing at the beginning of the year, right? So every human needs shelter, water, food, spiritual connections, right? Religion maybe can be the spiritual connection. What else is there? Shelter, defense, right? If a shark comes to eat your boat, what are you going to have to defend yourselves? So all kinds of things that you guys can list out what you would bring if you were Geronimo or Thea going on this hunt for treasure. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye!